Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Ashley, how are you?
I am hanging in there. I'm at the heading towards the tail end of my move. And so I'm just keeping my spirits and my energy up, and I'm ready to be settled and take like 10 naps. But otherwise, I am blessed and highly favored, as they say. How about you?
I can only imagine. I'm doing well. My birthday is coming up.
Yes, it is.
I'm so excited, and we're gonna have our family vacation. So yeah, I still have hurdles at work that I need to accomplish, but once that's done, I'm looking forward to, sipping on something tropical and chilling, frankly, very soon.
Sounds amazing. I may have to stow away in your luggage. They won't find me for a little bit just to get a break.
Hey, we definitely will be doing more retreats and things of those nature. So yeah, more to come on that. So this week is an interesting week. Things happened. Okay, Ashley. Are all these things quite interesting? That is to be determined. No, but I'm going to do something very rare in our headlines. I am going to talk to the Swifties. I'm talking about Taylor Swift with these two particular items. So the first, I am looking at Billboard. The title of this article has, "Here's Why Swifties Are Upset with Dave Grohl." The Foo Fighters rocker seemingly took a jab at Swift's Eras tour while performing at London Stadium. This article is very interesting because it talks about how he has, for the most part, been very supportive of Taylor Swift through the years. And out of seemingly nowhere, he decided to say the following. "I tell you, man, you don't want to suffer the wrath of Taylor Swift. So we like to call our tour the Errors Tour. We've had more than a few eras and more than a few effing errors as well, just a couple." And then he continues by saying, "That's because we actually play live." What? I'm just saying. You guys like raw, live, rock and roll music, right? You came to the right effing place. Whew. It states here that the former Nirvana drummer has a long history of uplifting female artists and the feminist movement. And this quote unquote disrespect is a shocker. And of course, the Swifties they pretty much called him old. They proceeded to post videos from her tour where she was singing live. And then here's another one. This is from Sarah from Twitter at Cherry Lip Queen. "Dave Grohl is one of my all-time faves, but Dave, implying Taylor Swift, who has been busting her ass singing 3.5-hour long live shows for over a year now, doesn't sing live. Even if it's a joke, it's definitely not a good one." Ashley, I wanted to talk about this because, one, I think it's easy for people to talk about Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift is gigantic. She's She's the it girl. People are going to, you know, throw tomatoes at her every once in a while because guess what? She is not perfect. And we've stated this before, and I'm not trying to be shady, but she is wonderfully mediocre on a lot of things.
Yeah, the shade room was incredibly shady when they posted a video of her in a singing
Dancing.
dance break.
Oh. And
Shady.
again, we here on this podcast love to give credit where credit's due. I mean, the athleticism that it takes to be on stage for that long to keep people's attention. And of course, she wrote songs. Again, she had me from her first album up into Red, and then I fell off drastically. I kind of came back around for Lover, but not really, only like that single. And then I kind of came back for one of her moody evergreen songs, but everything after that just sounds the same. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this, Ashley. Her not singing live would not be surprising to me. But what do you think about the wrath of the Swifties?
I think that they are a mob, an online mob, as many of the hardcore fandom artists are. Like, I don't even think I said that right. Hardcore fandom for certain artists are. You got the Barbs who go hard for Nicki Minaj. You got the Beehive who go hard for Beyonce. You got the Swifties who go hard for Taylor. Like, you come for they people and they come for everybody in your life. But apparently in the Daily article I'm reading, he didn't have any issues with Taylor until his 17-year-old daughter was harassed by Swifties because she criticized her for flying private on social media. So is this like,
that's a big deal.
I'm trying to
everybody
redirect
checking Taylor's private flights. Yeah.
It's been a thing. It's been a conversation. But is he trying to redirect the energy a little bit away from his daughter? Not sure. Point is I don't care. I am about as invested in this fan base and in this artist as I've probably ever really been. Like, I am a appreciator of Taylor Swift's artistry with her pen. I've always said this. She can craft a narrative, and I enjoy that about her. But the rest of it is not for me. So I saw the article and I was like, oh, okay. Strange beef, but she's still going to continue to make her money. She's still going to do her thing. And Dave Grohl is probably going to retire sooner rather than later. So it is what it is.
Legendary.
It doesn't matter. He's probably still going to retire sooner rather than later. So I doubt this isn't a thing. It's just not a real thing.
Yeah, it's obviously not a real thing, but I just think it's interesting because I'm just like, this is the oddest internet beef I've seen in a long time. Like Dave Grohl, of all people, beefing with the Swifties. So I had to look into it. You know what I mean? The last thing I was going to say is, I don't think every artist sings live during their performances anyway. There's including Beyonce. Like, I think obviously she's live most of the time, but I'm pretty sure there's some type of tracks, especially for those heavy choreographed dance sections. It's not unheard of if people have those backtracks to
yeah, there are
support for
definitely
live.
Plenty of artists who don't sing live. I can't speak to Beyonce because Beyonce's always seemed like she tried to pride herself on having this insane ability to sing live. That's why they talk about, oh, we used to run on treadmills and have to sing.
Yeah.
And Does it? I'm sure. Is there accompaniment that helps? Absolutely. But plenty, especially in the heyday of pop, most of them were not singing live, right? They had the track, they were doing their choreo and looking good. And that's just fine.
Speaking of the Eras Tour, Taylor brought out her current boyfriend, Travis Kelce. I'm looking at people.com. It says Taylor Swift says she's still cracking up and swooning over Travis Kelce's Eras debut in London. I'm not gonna lie, she had 90,000 people on multiple nights for this tour stop in London, and she had my girl Haley Williams from Paramore as a special guest. And she even had Mita open for her. She's the one that has one of my recent hidden gems of Bet. So yeah, he was shucking and jiving on stage, and I was like, oh, what does this say about his relationship? To me, it still screams look at me energy personally, but just wanted to know what's the strategy behind this him being on stage, her putting her man to work.
Well, I have thought from her perspective. I have a thought from his perspective. From her perspective, I bet she's loving the fact that she has a man who likes to be out, who likes to be on stage. Yeah. I don't think she's ever been with anybody who's been this like into the hype. Let me show you off. Let me pop up and support you and come out on stage, especially given her relationship with Joe and how private that was. This is a 180, right? And so that's what I think from her perspective. It's like, yes, let me show off my man. He fine. He coming up on this stage. He and lifting tall. Me in his arms. Yeah, an athlete, baby. Okay. And then from his perspective, this is his retirement plan. I mean, he is getting so much
entertainment
off of this relationship. He's setting up his retirement plan. Case closed.
I mean, tall and strong and handsome, although his fashion has declined dramatically.
We need a reverse. What happens when you go from a white woman, from a black woman back?
The black woman effect is real, y'all. It is real. I was on Twitter the other day, and there was a white woman that was like, y'all out here talking about you want a 6'4" blue-eyed guy in finance. She's like, I need a black woman.
Make me over.
Me. It's like, it does not stick if she's not around. That's all I'm saying.
That swag is limited time only.
Oh my gosh. Let's move on. I am looking at Refinery 29. Jonathan Majors' redemption tour is nothing new in Hollywood, but we shouldn't take the bait. Girl, Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards awarded this man over the weekend the Perseverance Award. It was presented to him by, Ayana Fix My Life. She even went as far as to give this man a forehead kiss.
What?
Did you not see pictures and videos?
No.
Yes. I am bringing this up, Ashley, because we have been talking about the meteoric rise of his career and the devastation fall, especially after being found guilty of assault and harassment following an altercation with his ex-girlfriend back in March 2023. What are we doing, Ashley? Like, part of me is like, can I take this award seriously?
No.
Knowing that this is granted by freaking Jason Lee, who is a known agitator, right? Like, he is a known, I almost want to equivalent, his character is almost the equivalent of like a snake or something like that. Like, I just feel like
I just think he's
not to be trusted. I don't think he's trustworthy. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say.
I just think he saw what Harvey did with TMZ and said, okay, fair game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, in this world of entertainment and fodder and tabloid, media that we live in, like, No, I don't take Hollywood Unlocked seriously. Again, it took him forever to backtrack that the Queen had passed. You know what I'm saying?
Girl,
Like,
you were bringing that back up. I completely forgot, low key.
yes, I'm not taking any of this seriously. First of all, I didn't even know they did an award show. First time I'm hearing about it. And clearly why. Y'all chose him because you know it will make a splash. We're talking about it. I've heard other outlets talking about it, other podcasts talking about it. You knew it was going to grab headlines. So that is what it is. Yamla disappoints me though. Like, you really gonna stake your reputation on this man, calling him, I think, like my brother or something like that. Like, again,
Yeah.
I understand that optic wise, he got a slap on the wrist with his 52-week intervention program, and we're deciding we're moving on. But you still don't really know what went on behind closed doors, and I'm not vouching for you, bro.
I just found it interesting how many people validated this award by like showing up.
I feel like this just goes to show that we still just do not take domestic abuse that seriously.
We do not. And it's so funny because that's what this article talks about. It says time and time again, we've seen the same Hollywood story play out. Abusive men are protected, forgiven, and redeemed in the name of talent with little consequences for them or consideration for their victims.
And
I
again,
was
I never
like,
said he should never have a career again. I've never said that on this podcast. I
no,
didn't even feel that way. But did I expect this redemption to come this quickly? Like, let's take a breath.
I really
Let's
thought this was
pause.
pretty soon. I
Yeah.
agree.
Let's see if there are lessons learned and if there is a any type of change that we hear about before. Like, we don't even know if he's beaten on Megan yet. And I don't say that lightly.
Whew, you said yet though. I didn't
I
like
say
how he
yet
was
because time will
interacting with
tell.
her. Yes.
Time will tell what comes out of that relationship.
But that interaction was really odd on the carpet. Now he would look like he was doing a lot of sweating. And I'm like, is this the guilt? Like,
I just don't
or
think
not wanting that type of attention. Um, Granted everything that just went through this past couple of years.
I just don't think I like him. I just don't think I like him. Like, throughout
Yeah.
this journey, I was like, I just don't think I like you. Like, again, this is one of the graces that actors have, is that so often we fall in love with their characters, not with the person. And we've
Yeah.
had to see maybe a little bit too much of the human being. And I was like, yeah, I just don't know. I just don't think I like you.
Touche, friend, because something about him, you know, that that intuition is just kicking
Yeah.
in like
Yeah. Hmm.
well, let's move on. Looking at people.com again. Congratulations. Mindy Kaling quietly welcomes baby number 3, a daughter, earlier this year. She said, quote, the best birthday present. Shout out to Mindy being 45 years old, having these babies on her own terms.
Right. Still never told us who the baby daddy is. She said, and none of y'all business.
It's none of your business. I mean, now my curiosity asking, do all the babies got the same daddy? Yes. But again, I appreciate the fact that she's like, I want to be a mother and I want another child. And we're going to make that happen. So,
and she's rich.
Know. There you go. That's what I'm saying. She has resources and a loving father who's very much involved, which I'm sure helps a lot. But again, it's almost like she was like, so I want another baby. I can do this again. You know, Shonda Rhimes, she did it. She adopted her daughters though, but I believe she has 3 daughters, 3 children. So yeah, that'll be 2 girls and a boy for Mindy. So kudos.
Congratulations.
All right, let's get into our hot topic. Our hot topic this week is Paris, because a lot of stuff is going on, Ashley. And the main one is obviously this year's Olympics. But before we get to that big day. So the Olympics this year, just for everyone to know, is July 26, 2024 to August 11th, 2024 in the city of love. But Vogue was like, hold your beer. We're going to do something special in light of this momentous occasion. So on June 23rd in Paris, there was Vogue World. It took place in famed Palace Vendôme, a fashionista favorite square of Paris that has served as everything from a global hub of fine jewelry to the inspiration for a Catherine Deneuve film. It had a lot of celebrities and it was absolutely confusing, Ashley. Like I was like on my social media saying, oh my goodness, there's Sabrina Carpenter. Oh my goodness, there's Venus and Serena. It was literally a hodgepodge of everyone there. My new favorite fashion boo, Coleman Domingo, was there, along with Bad Bunny and his red heels. And I was like, so what is this for? And apparently it said it celebrates 100 years of fashion and sports because like during Venus and Serena's walk, there were people with rackets. Tiana Taylor was there doing the shimmy and the shaking. You know, it was a lot of moving parts, Ashley. And I was truly confused. But but I guess it was a success. I guess it was. But Ashley, were you aware of Vogue World? Did you see any highlights? Was there anything that really caught your eye that you'd like to discuss today?
I caught the Tiana Taylor shimmy that you mentioned, but Tiana always gives me a good two-step, and I appreciate her.
Always.
I also caught some of the fashion. Ashley Park looked amazing.
Yes.
And obviously her being one of the stars of Emily in Paris, chef's kiss, perfection. But I
Yes.
didn't know that this had anything to do with the Olympics. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. First of all, you putting us on a hot topics list brought this back to my attention. I was like, oh shit, that's right. It is about to be time for the Olympics. I had it has not remotely registered for me. So I've been looking at the different things that were going on with the Olympics more so than Vogue World necessarily. But yeah, I mean, I guess anytime you get some of the fun big celebrities out and you have some street fashion, you have some music numbers, sure, I guess that's a success, whatever they were going for. Sure.
I'm not saying that the Vogue World is directly correlated with the Olympics, but I'm just saying it just seems like they're taking advantage of all the attention and activities. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is. It probably is for them a good lead up. My question is the bed bug issue resolved?
Girl. And everybody's also talking about that Rihanna and ASAP Rocky picture in front of the Eiffel Tower. Did you see that?
I sure did.
That was pretty epic. I guess it was done 5 o'clock in the morning. Speaking of Rihanna, when I did see snippets of this particular fashion show, somebody was inspired by Riri's Savage line fashion shows because the way the dancers were dancing and walking, it just did it not remind you of what is it, Savage Fenty Volume 3? Like I feel like
I'll take your word for it because that choreography, I love all of them. They all built off of each other and just kind of got better. I don't know. The last one kind of fell off a little bit. It wasn't
a little bit.
It was the.
It might have been the location.
Yeah, I think it felt more confined. Like the overall movement wasn't there as it had been for volume 2 and 3 as you were leading up. I can't remember volume 1 as clearly just because it's been a while. But yeah, those were epic. The cameos were epic. Absolutely. I'm sure they took influence from Rihanna. From our culture in general.
Exactly. Speaking of the Olympics, I am curious, are you watching any qualifiers? Are you rooting for anybody in particular? What's your favorite sports to watch?
I, again, had not remembered anything about this. So TBD on whether or not I'm going to watch anything leading up because
Mhm.
I'll be without my TV for a little bit during this
Mhm.
transition. We'll see. But I am a big track and field watcher. I am usually a big gymnastics watcher, and I'll usually catch
Same.
some of swimming. So those are
Mhm.
usually the activities. Now I am getting more into soccer. I did see Alex Morgan did not make the women's soccer team, which is
Yeah, a
big.
big deal. Yep.
But if they start, if I see some activity and some movement, I'll watch. Because I think I watched last Olympics. I think I watched some of Team USA. So yeah, I mean, there are definitely some things that I'm looking forward to seeing. This whole thing though about them bringing Al Michaels back with custom AI is creeping me out a little bit.
Oh, I don't know about that. So for
Article by
me,
Hollywood Reporter that I have
okay,
up.
I'm gonna have to check that out. For me, Summer Olympics. I used to like grow up and be like, oh, is summer my favorite or winter? But the the golden sport for me for summer is the gymnastics. And that's because I grew up watching Dominique Dolls and then we
Mm-hmm.
they won in Atlanta. What did they call them? The something seven? I
Was it
forgot.
Magnificent Seven?
Was it the Magnificent Seven? I don't remember, but shout out to those legends. So I am absolutely excited for gymnastics this year. I'm excited for Simone Biles to make a comeback. I think she's in a great space, and I think this will definitely, if she performs as well as we anticipate her to, her story is going to be so powerful, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
the importance of mental health and growing within a sport as well. Because most, let's keep it real, Simone is grown and married. Growing up, gymnasts were baby faced teenagers. Like the idea of being 21 was like you were matronly and you need to retire,
Yeah.
you know?
And there was no real platform for longevity the way that it is now.
Correct. Correct. I'm excited for Simone Manuel in swimming. Shout out Black Girl Magic and Shikari. Her, I'm excited to see what she's gonna do. Again, another story of redemption, another story of like coming back.
Yep.
Um, because we still have to remember she still lost her mom, like in the fact that she's been determined and focused and kicking butt and taking names. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it.
Absolutely.
All right, Ashley, that's all I have this week. What do we have on our docket for next Tuesday?
Well, we are bringing back another in conversation guest. This one, I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with the story of MoviePass. I myself had a red card in my day, but we have the opportunity to speak to co-founder and current CEO Stacy Spikes. Super excited and looking forward to this conversation.
I am so elated. Like I'm I'm just so excited, Ashley. I'm so excited to share our conversation with him. Y'all, this is epic and I love it so much.
One for the books. If you guys have not, there is a documentary called MoviePass Movie Crash on HBO Max that is available to watch as well to get some background and get some of his story there. But again, we are bringing you an interview with Stacy to talk about his journey, to talk about the second wave of MoviePass, and kind of see what he wants to do with the business in the future. So looking forward to that. Stay tuned. Can't wait to discuss. Please share this episode with everybody you know. We so appreciate it. We'll be back, but as always, be blessed.
Bye.